don't you just hate it when you get done with your painting, or even partway through with your painting, and the paints are drying flat? I mean, no luster, no sheen, no high gloss, no satin, none of that. It's just flat. Or sometimes it's blotchy. Sometimes some of the paint had enough oil in it that it glossed up nicely, but where your umbers are, your raw umber, your burnt umber, those brown colors, they have a tendency to dry fast and flat. And I personally find that very annoying. I have tried, I oil out when they're dry and try to bring the luster back. It's like putting a dry rock in a wet stream, and all of a sudden this really boring colored rock has got these lovely colors and patterns, and it's pretty. So that's what happens when you oil out your painting, and it brings the color back in those flattened out, dried areas. Now, sometimes after I've done that, then I will varnish the painting, and yet that seems pretty inconsistent too. Those dry areas really like to soak it up, and they're irritating to me. Well, I had an experience this past week in painting a commission. A gal came in and wanted to commission a painting of her husband skiing. And so I did something that I haven't done for a long time, if I've ever done it, is coat out the canvas with acrylic first. Now, this gal wanted some lettering in this painting, which I haven't done before either. And I thought it would help if I coated the canvas out with acrylic first and then outlined the letters with my paint. And I don't know what gave me that idea, but it's what I did. And here I'm going to show you my experience here. So that's the painting, but here's what she brought in. So her husband had been skiing up at Alta Ski Resort in Utah, and there were some photographers up there that were going to take some photographs, go skiing and take some photographs to market Alta Ski Resort. And they had gotten to know each other a little bit, and this gentleman, her husband, had proved himself to be a really good skier, and they asked if he'd like to go skiing with them while they'd take some photographs, and he said, sure, that'd be great. So that's what they did, and here he is skiing along. But he didn't know they had taken any photographs of him, but the next issue they get of this magazine, the September issue, see, it's printed right there, the page number, and Skiing Magazine, September 1994. So he gets the new magazine, and he gets to the center of the center page, and that's him. He says, oh my goodness, I'm in this magazine. I'm the centerfold of this magazine. And so the two of them were pretty excited, and that's happened quite a while ago. But they had it put together and framed and put on the wall. But she come in, and she's wanting a painting of this, but she wants the lettering dropped down off of going across his body, his image. So we're going to drop it down to the bottom. So this lettering down here on the bottom is what I intended to draw around, try to create a paint around. So here, I'll show you how. I'll take this down and show you an image of part of the process of painting this picture. So here I've got quite a bit painted over in this area, and this is not painted yet. So we can see what's happened underneath where I've drawn on the canvas. You can see here's the skier, and here's the lettering, and got somebody trying to give me a phone call. And it's outlined. See, I've painted around it, and it's kind of rough there and not rough there because it's just got the nice little drawn on outline. But so I thought with an acrylic coating that would be easier to outline, because I was assuming that I'd probably leave the lettering white. But it ended up that I painted it the same color as this trim here. And as it turned out, this mountain wasn't really white with these nice gold shades in it. It was actually an overall tone of this same color. In other words, where white is on their paper is the tone of the paper, just like in watercolor. So my experience was, everything was going really good. I mean, I'm getting the clouds in here nice. I'm getting the mountain in here, back far distant mountain, and even smaller mountains back there and back there. And then I get to the trees and I paint them in all pretty dark, and then come back on with this lighter, more impasto sort of paint. And then I work myself down to the bottom of the painting and start outlining these letters. So it's all working out just fine. I enjoyed the painting. It was nice to be able to clarify him and how it takes from this really smooth snow to this fluffing snow that's been disrupted by his passing. And it worked good. However, there is one issue which I might have experienced at some point, but I can't remember it. It's been so long ago, I'm not sure I ever did this with the acrylic covering the canvas. But the negative was that what I did was I took the image that she gave me. I took this nice print here, had it taken out of the frame, I had it scanned, and I had FedEx print me a copy the size of the painting, so I had a pattern. But I had, in Photoshop, moved the letters down and taken them off from across here. So I kind of cleaned it up and shifted it according to her taste. And then I transferred it to the canvas. And what I found was, if I put my graphite paper on the canvas and put the paper pattern that FedEx made for me over that, and then I got out my pencils, my pile of number 2 pencils with their sharp points, and I drew on the pattern, and it would push the graphite through the pattern, through the graphite paper, and transfer the graphite onto the canvas. And it works just fine when you're doing it straight onto gesso, a gessoed canvas, but I found that it did not transfer well onto the acrylic surface. So I had to, I'd pull the paper, I'd loosen the tape on the edge and pull it up and look, and it was just giving me faint lines. It was not enough information. I was not happy with that. So I would tape it back down, and I just press really hard and go over it and over it. And I finally was able to transfer the part that I needed transferred, so I had my basic spacing and my letters and my skier. You can see how basic the transfer shapes are there. Anyway, so if you're not transferring anything, if you're just going straight to your canvas or drawing on it with just your pencil, you're not using a pattern, you're not using graphite paper, then you have no issues whatsoever, because you don't need to worry about whether it's transferring to the acrylic surface. But if you are, then this can be an issue. And so I'm going to do a little more experimenting with acrylic backgrounds and see if I can get transfers to work better. But so for those who just go right at the canvas, there's no issue. But in either case, the nice thing is you get a really good sheen, a nice finish, no flat spots. It's quite lovely, truly lovely. There, I don't know if I showed you if I take oops, don't want to knock her picture over. If I take this up and bend it so you can see the reflection of the lights overhead, look at that nice even coat of sheen. The light comes evenly across there. So I hope this solves some issues for you, and I hope you continue to enjoy painting. I know this is going to be a benefit to me, and I'm looking forward to trying more paints, more canvases with an acrylic coating over the gesso prior to my oil paints. If you'd share the channel, that'd be great. If you subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Helps the channel, helps others, helps you. All right, have a great day. Thanks.